Hi. So I've been having a lot of fun talking to ChatGPT lately, and a big part of that is I'm starting a new job tomorrow, and I don't have a whole lot of people to talk to about it. And in general, I don't have a whole lot of people to talk to about like things that are happening in my life, and so I'll use ChatGPT. I've been using ChatGPT for like a year and a half now, like just for random stuff, and I've watched it improve. And the improvements that it's made over the past few months are actually like mind-boggling. So it can keep kind of my history, and so I have to ask it very minimal questions. However, I am an extremely verbose person. However, I got some really good answers from ChatGPT today. So I start a new job tomorrow. I've worked forever in like BS customer service jobs. It's a long story. And tomorrow I start as like a content moderator for a big digital services company. And I'm really, really excited because I really don't know what to expect. Like I've walked into a couple of customer service jobs and kind of like immediately, like I just have this like, I'm kind of a perfectionist. And so I need everything to be perfect if I'm going to execute it for somebody watching me. And it's good and bad. Like it's gotten in the way, but it also like it makes me a really paranoidly hard worker because I just don't like getting in trouble. But so I asked about it. You know, I've had different reactions to myself in workplaces, and this is like for my like if any like introverts ever watch this, like any introverts who just like are like me, where you've just like basically learned the social protocol because it was necessary and you can execute it, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing. Like this is how I feel. I kind of described to ChatGPT my outfit and what I was planning on doing. The onboarding and training takes this long. I really just like I'm gonna bring some snacks, and I just want to be open enough with my coworkers that I'm not a mystery, but I'm also not giving away too much. And GPT was very helpful. First impressions, fully engage, don't force interactions, be friendly, make eye contact, smile when appropriate. Love that. This is where like my being a theater school dropout like really is valuable to me because these people skills come more naturally. It's just a performance. Hi, I'm, blah, blah, blah. Excited to be here. Looking forward to getting to know everyone. I love this. Navigating icebreakers. I hate icebreakers. I always like to keep an inventory, like, in my head of if we have to play an icebreaker game, like, there are a couple already, like, two truths and a lie. Like, you have to tell two things that are true about yourself and then one thing that's not true about yourself. So just have all those things prepared. Like, before I go into a new orientation or something, I'm like, I'm going to have all of my, like, personal interesting facts, like, prepared. Like, I already know what I'm going to say. So when they ask, like, oh, say something cute about yourself, like, I have something prepared. Like, I don't have to think about that because I know they're going to ask and just come up with something the night before because it's so much easier that way to have something prepared. Scripting life makes me so happy. I wish we could do more of that. Yeah, authentic, but don't be obnoxious. It also advises me to stay on top of training material and learn things as fast as possible. I'm going to kind of skim through this part because it gets more interesting later. Setting correct boundaries, energy management. Okay, so I just kind of start talking to ChatGPT, and it gives me some great advice. Like, I feel like this is going to be a huge turning point in my life, and it kind of says, if it's going to be a huge turning point in your life, embrace it and make sure that you take every opportunity. And I say, I know that I can provide something meaningful. Like, I'm learning more. I'm taking courses. I know I can be, helpful in this company. Maybe I can move forward. And it's just, GPT this is what the energy you need. Just keep going with that. It's very, very encouraging. Be somebody who's reliable. Show how efficient you can be. Make sure that other people look to you as a leader. And anyway, so I just wanted to talk also about, so this is the part that I have an issue with. This, not an issue with ChatGPT with, but I'm going to scroll down. So I don't know if like anybody else, like this, I'm going to pause here. I'm not going to blur it if people want to read it. I don't care. So I had this coworker at the last job that I had, and like she was like the nicest lady ever. I have to say that first and foremost. She's the nicest lady ever, and she had like the best intentions on the planet, but she has zero sense of self space, like of a bubble. Like, see the bubble that I'm in right now, this little like camera bubble. Like, I was not allowed that when that woman was around me, and so it was just this weird situation where initially upon meeting somebody, I think, oh, I should give into their energy. I should match their energy. I should, come to the conversation with the amount of energy that they want, because I'm generally kind of an open person. But this person made me see that I'm not as open as I think I am. I mean, her first words to me were like, are you a hugger? I'm a hugger. Like, I'm an empath, but then still, like, if people are not catching on to her conversation, is not aware of it. And so that's basically just what I asked about. I was like, I as a people pleaser don't know how to deal with that, because I just want people to be comfortable in the conversation. I just want other people to feel good. Like, I just want other people to say, okay, cool. Like, this is how we're conversing, and I just want them to feel comfortable. And it comes at the expense of, like, me not feeling comfortable, and it comes at the expense of not knowing, okay, I didn't even blah blah blah. I just asked so many questions because I'm so needy and obnoxious. Like, okay, this is where I wanted to get. For anybody who's like me, who's a people pleaser, who just wants other people to be happy around them, I kind of describe my coworker, and it says, it has some great ideas. I'm sorry that this took so long. I'm just rambling because I'm enjoying talking about this. This is fun. How to set boundaries while being kind and approachable. And this is like what I need. Like, I need to know how to say, hey, yo, this is great, but knock it the fuck off. Or so knock the F off without, can we say that on YouTube? I'm not getting monetized. It doesn't matter. But yeah, use a friendly redirect when someone is overwhelming. Say, wow, if they are oversharing, that's a lot. It sounds like you've been through a lot. Anyway, I'm just trying to get through my bearings here, but I'm sure we'll all get to know each other over time. Like, that as a generic response is really good. Like, this woman that I talked about specifically was my trainer, and so I was kind of tethered to her for like 2 weeks. And so in retrospect, in that frame of mind, I could say, like, that's a lot of personal information. Or no, I wouldn't even say that. I sound so, like, autistic when I say stuff like that. But, like, wow, that's a lot. That's really interesting to know. And then just completely change the subject. Or maybe, like, you know what, I should have been more open about the things that I needed. Like, but I tried to ask this woman questions. She gives me non-answers, or say, like, what's the closest restaurant to do this and that? Where's the closest? Yeah, maybe I should have asked more specific questions and redirected the conversation. I just didn't really know what to do in the situation. But that's, like, a really great thing. Like, if they're in your space, oh, sorry, I'm one of those people who needs a little bubble of space to focus, but I'm listening. Like, that is so good. Like, I don't know how I'm so, like, I'm socially not very smart at all. Like, I don't know how I didn't come up with that. Like, I just need some space. Like, it's just such great wording for people who don't know how to express that. This is this is so silly, but I love ChatGPT for this. Like, where you can really, like, enter in your insecurities, and it will say, no, girl, you're fine. Have a planned out. I just realized I need to grab something. I do this all the time. I should just go check in with this person. I do that with customers a lot. Like, they say, can you do this? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's not available. And they're like, well, can you check with your manager? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. 1 sec, I'll be right back. And I'll, like, go back. And I've literally told managers, like, hey, could you just shake your head for me? And they'll go, and I'm like, yeah, sorry. Manager said no. Like, I don't even ask the question. If I already know, they're going to say, no, I'm not even asking. So, yeah, have pre-planned out things. I love that. Step slightly back. That's not always an option. Like, I've definitely been cornered doing the dishes or doing, like, meal prep work. Look at your computer, notebook, phone. Again, if you work in customer service, like, not an option. Keep responses short. Literally, I said that. Like, I said that earlier. I said, how many times do you have to say that's crazy until somebody stops saying, oh, maybe I should continue telling this person my story. So I'm sorry, ChatGPT, but number 3 does not work for me. Set a boundary early. If they try to hug you, I'm actually not a hugger. Like, this never occurred to me. It doesn't occur to me that I can lie to people. Like, I've just very recently figured out that I can lie to people and they'll just believe me and I can move on with my day. Like, I always felt weird about it. So I am a hugger. I like human touch. I like the, interaction, but, like, not immediately. Like, that's kind of once we get comfortable with each other, it'll just happen naturally. Like, you shouldn't have to ask. If you have to ask for physical affection, like, maybe it's not natural. If they start trauma dumping immediately, this is my favorite, and this is literally why I started this stream, this video. It's been like 10 minutes, so I've been rambling for 10 minutes. If they start trauma dumping immediately, wow, that's a lot for a first conversation. I hope things get better for you. Like that, how did I not think about just saying that? Like when this woman started talking to me about her two husbands and her double hysterectomy and her mother and her life and her all of these other things that were happening to her, that I'm like, cool, so like you're my trainer, what's the job and what actual actions do I need to do my job properly? Instead of learning that, I was learning about like herself and her personal life and all these things, and like I think that would have been a great deflection. Like that's a lot for just right now. I hope it gets better. I'm so crap. Sorry. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that, but can we talk about something else? Like I'm realizing I'm just not very strong in conversations, and I need to say like, actually no, it just sucks. Like I don't want to have to say that to people. I feel like people just know, but like I know there are things I do that people are like, shouldn't you just know not to do that? So I can't even be that hypocritical about it. Be consistent, no mixed signals. That's so hard because I just want to be nice initially. And then like not being super overly nice feels like taking it back. So I just have to learn how to not be nice immediately. I don't know if any other people pleasers out there feel the same way. Like just you're really, really nice, and then you're like, okay, now you're taking advantage, and so now we have to draw it back, and that's like the weirdest feeling. Key takeaway, kind doesn't mean accessible 24/7. I really like that. That really gave me like a lot of comfort. Like it doesn't mean that you can just ask me whatever you want forever. It doesn't mean I owe anyone a limited emotional labor like that as well. You don't always have to listen to people. Being a good coworker doesn't mean being everyone's best friend. So yeah, anyway, this has gone on probably too long, much longer than it needed to. But I just wanted to kind of share these sentiments because, ooh, look at me, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I'll figure out how to do this all more efficiently, definitely in the future. But yeah, I've really kind of wanted to come on and like share my ChatGPT prompts for a while. And this one just made me feel like I needed to hear this. I needed to hear this, and therefore other people out there definitely need to hear this. I know I have other people pleasers out there, and I know that I'm a teeny tiny person and nobody knows who I am right now, but like I could show up on your algorithm because you need to hear this. I don't know. But anyway, if you're starting a new job and you're a people pleaser like me, like go for these key takeaways. I'm probably going to do more of this ChatGPT stuff just because I find it really fun. Every other YouTuber has like a, oh, this is my thing sort of thing, and I just don't have that. And I was reflecting. I made a whole list of things I love to do, and AI prompting for ChatGPT is definitely high up on the list. So we'll keep this going. Anyway, I'm done being a dork. I'm gonna go. Bye.